Hi everyone, my name is Jesseline Panambayan and I'm here to show you or to give you a quick tour about Zowe Explorer. Um, there's a lot of buzz about Cobol right now and I'm very happy about it. I've been a Cobol developer for a lot of years now and hearing Cobol is the next big thing makes me super proud and super excited. So I'm here to help you out. I'm here to give a quick tour about Zowe Explorer. I'm here to tell you the things or the tools that I use in my Cobol development, and maybe that could help you in your learning in your learning journey here in Cobol as well. Before I begin, I want to show you this blog. So if you haven't read this one, I have included the link in the description below, so you can read it out. It's a basically a beginner's guide where it shows the meaning of Cobol, what is JCL, why do I need it or why do you use it, and what are the tools that I use. So in here I said that I use Zowe Explorer and I also use this code for Z VSCode extension. And then there's a sample as well here where we are going to code a Hello World program. It's a basic COBOL programming, but it is a good start for somebody who's learning about COBOL. And there's a compiler as well and other things. So you can check it out. And before we start, what I wanted to make sure is that you have the prerequisites for Zowe Explorer. So according to the documentation of Zowe Explorer, um, it says here that you need to have a Node.js version 8 or higher. So I'm gonna open it up. The software requirements would be Node.js version 8 or higher, and there's a configured TSO address space services for ZOS and files and stuff. So this one, the second point will be addressed with the mainframe system that has Zowe in it. So before you begin with your COBOL journey, I would suggest that you enroll in this system. So IBM already gave you a system and they have this COBOL programming with VS Code registration where you're going to put your name and they're going to reply to you your username and your password and the connections that you need to do, like the connection for 3270, connection for Zowe Explorer, and connection for SSH, everything that you need. So I would really suggest that you register here and as well as to join this Slack channel called Cobol Programming Course. And in here, you have your fellow students and fellow Cobol enthusiasts that can help you out. So I think this is a nice channel to to discuss anything about Cobol and the mainframe. And there's also this publication or blog sites in Medium where it shows you all things Zoe. So medium.com/Zoe is everything about Zoe. So APIs, Zoe Explorer is here as well. How to install Zoe in ZOS, testings, the Zoe CLI is here as well, and also the mobile application. So if you're interested in reading this stuff, so I would suggest to go here, and as well as this modern mainframe publication where it shows you um, the tools or the softwares that Broadcom has done for modernizing mainframe. So I highly recommend that you read this one as well. Also, my blog is here, so please go here. So let's start. So first of all, what I'm gonna say is that when you install Zowe Explorer, automatically you are gonna have the .zoe folder. So you don't have to create your own .zoe folder. So if ever you find yourself creating your own .zoe folder, delete it and just open your VS Code Explorer. Once it enables or it activates the Zowe Explorer, it will create the folder itself. So if you have the right requirements, if you have the prerequisites correctly installed, it will initialize correctly as well. So, and if you have the secure credential store plugin, if you're using Zoe CLI and if you have a secure credential store plugin, you need an additional setting here in your Zoe Explorer that you need to set up your security, but only if you have a secure credential store. I don't have one, so I'm not gonna set it up. So once the Zowe Explorer is installed, I'm going to give you a brief introduction of what it is and how does it work. So with Zowe Explorer, it allows you to access Mainframe. So you can check out your datasets here, you can check out your USS, and you can check out your job. So if you go to the 3270 panel, if you go to 3.4, that will give you an access to your datasets, to your dataset utility. If you go to SD or SDSF, it will allow you to check out all of your jobs that you have submitted. So for me, this is like submitted for my ID. And if you have USS, I believe it's 3.17. So here, this is the Unix directory list utility. So this is, well, I'm going to say this is similar to ISPF, but in the form of a VS Code. But, you know, ISPF offers a lot more facility. So Zoe Explorer just offers dataset, USS, and job. So that's it. That's one thing. And there's also a TSO panel, I think. Zoe. So you can also issue MVS commands. So if you are into submitting commands in mainframe, you can use this feature as well. So, but for now, I'm not gonna use that one. It's not useful for me for now. So what I'm gonna do is to be able to allow Zoe Explorer to access mainframe or to have that connection with mainframe, I need to set up a profile. And this profile is the connection details that we have. So first, I need to have a name for my profile. I'm gonna name it Cobol. And then I'm gonna put the URL that was provided for me when I did a registration. So this is the URL and the port. Ching. I don't want to put my username here because I don't, I just want to show you this optional credentials that is a feature for Zoe Explorer. So I don't have to put my username right now, and I don't have to put my password right now. I just press enter and then it will go to the next one. And if I click false, it will now create my profile called zcobol. So for the optional credentials feature, what it does is that if you click search, it will tell you, all right, you didn't put any credentials, so you can ask, you can log in now. So I like that one because now I don't have to save, I don't I don't have to save my credentials in my machine. I could just it could just prompt me anytime I want. So I'm gonna make sure that this is the correct username. So which is nice. I mean, I don't have my credentials in the profiles folder in the .zoe folder, so I don't worry about saving my credentials in my machine. So I have this username and I'm gonna input my password there. So I have my credentials and now I can access my dataset. So this is the I've already searched for my datasets before, so I'm gonna click this one. And what it does is that it's firing the ZSMF API that accesses that lists the datasets that I have. So these are the datasets that I have, and it's similar to the 3.4. And if I search for um, my ID here, these are the datasets that I have. So I have this 5 datasets, and it's same here in Zoe Explorer. So that's pretty cool. And if you want to access your Unix system, what all you have to do is just click the plus sign, click the profile that you have created earlier, I don't know, and then check out the Unix system that you have. So I'm just gonna check the temp folder because I don't know if I have some access in USS. I'm gonna play with it later. And it's the same with jobs. So I'm just gonna click this profile. I'm gonna search for my job. Well, let's do this one. So here it shows everybody submitting their own job, which is nice. I like that one. I like seeing people training or learning about Cobol. So good job, guys. So now I could check out, um, well, my Cobol program. Cool. What's this data? So I have these Cobol programs, and I have, I guess this is the Hello World program. See, I have the Hello World program. I have Cobol one, and if you can see here in the error messages here, it says here no syntax error detected, and this comes from the Cobol language support. So since I have my extension, which is the Cobol LSP, this one, it has a feature of checking your syntax already even before you started. So basically, what it does is like it's a pre-compiler. So even before I submit this job, it already checks. Ooh, do you have the correct syntax? Do you have wrong one? So if I have, let's say, if I have this read next record and it's not referenced anywhere, it gives me a warning that this procedure is not referenced anywhere. So I would be able to check, why is that happening? But I don't need to reference it anywhere, so that's fine. I could just ignore that one. If you are annoyed by this underline, you can just click quick fix and then add this lint, and it will already remove that um, warning message for you. But I don't want that. So and also with the Cobol LSP, you are able to have this semantic checks like if you mistype division, so it says syntax error. It shouldn't be divisions, it should be division. So you can click that one, or you can fix it or removing the S, so you would know what it is. And then if let's say you type more than the line 80, so it says here line does not match the fixed format, and you can just um, fix it. Like I think it's somewhere here. Anyways, I could just highlight this one and then remove it. But um, there's more information that I have written here in my blog regarding the Hobble LSP, so you can check it out and play with it as well as you are trying out Zowe Explorer. So now that I have this one, if I do any changes and then press, let's say I add S and then deleted that one, and then I press Control S, it automatically saves my dataset and upload it in the mainframe. So that's one feature of Zowe Explorer, which is I really love. And what I'm gonna do right now is I wanna check out if I can submit this Cobol 001 or maybe this Hello World program. I'm gonna check if I could have it. So I'm gonna check this GCL dataset PDS member that I have here, and I have this hello. It's a Cobol run. Ah, okay. So I have this GCL called hello, and what it does, according to this one, is that it executes the IGUI program, which is the compiler itself, and after that, it executes the hello world program, which is the source. It's not very, I cannot display it because it's in proc, but maybe this one is way better. All right, so as you can see here, it's still written in procs. So you can see that this program, what it does is that it executes the compiler under the proc IGYWCL and uses this input and out. It writes it in this load library, which I believe is this one. And then after that, if the return code is 0, then it executes Cobol 001, which is this program. And it accesses the load library and the data that you have, which is, I believe, is this one. So I cannot view it here because this is a VSOM dataset, I believe. So we can check it out. Maybe it's not. It's a sequential file. So it's in binary. That's why I cannot open it. But it accesses this the data and then creates the output in sysout. So we can check. You know what? We don't have to check the program. I don't want to explain it to you because I know it's part of the lab. So I'm just gonna right click this one and click submit job. As you can see here, I submitted the job and it says here the job is submitted by job number or job ID, this one. So if I click this one, what it does is that it already extracts the information. It extracts everything. Ah, there's so much. There's so much information. Here, there. So if you click this job ID, it already highlight um, the execution that you have. Since I have my profile, again, if I have This would work if you have your profile here. So if let's say my profile is not here yet, if I remove this profile and if I click this one, it won't do anything. So the most important thing is that your profile should be added here. So if I click this one, what it does is that it already filters out my profile to search for that submitted job, and it will display here. And then I could I could pull it from mainframe, or I could just click. Oh, it's download. I don't want to download that one. So I could click this one, and then I could now check what happened. So as you can see, what happens is that it executed my Cobol program, this one, it compiles my program, and then it runs it, and everything is return code 0, and I could check the output, and it outputs the data that we've seen earlier in a format that's beautiful format, which is cute, and I like that one. So yeah, so there you have it. So what are the other things that you can do here in Zowe Explorer? So now that we have submitted a job, you can see that you can open your Cobol programs, you can edit it, you can save it. What else can you do? So if you do a right click here, you can add this to favorites. If you add this to favorites, and then if you close your VS Code extension, you can just access everything here in favorites again. You don't have to type it, um, you don't have to search for it again. It's just here. It's added as a favorite. So I like that feature. And then you can edit that one. You can delete the member, which I'm not gonna do. You can rename it if you want. If you don't like the add amount name, you can rename it. You can copy it from one PDS to another. And I have this copy dataset name and view as CSV. And this is an additional feature. And this is added by the extension that is called a dataset viewer. So the dataset viewer allows you to view VSOM datasets in CSV format. Unfortunately, I don't have any VSOM datasets right now, but I can create another feature for this one. But as a an introduction, the dataset viewer allows you, if you have a file master in your system, it allows you to view VSOM datasets in CSV format. So there's an example right over here that if you search for it, you can have your own layout, and then if you press enter, it will show you your VSOM dataset, and it will show you in this format, like in a table format, which I think is very useful when you are trying to test your program or when you're trying to debug something. This extension is super useful for your development. But for now, I don't have any VSOM datasets, so let's stick with this. And what else can we do? You can go to USS as well if you need that one. If you have labs for USS, you can create your directory here. You can create files. You can upload your files here. You can also add it to favorite, copy your path, rename and delete, and you can check out your jobs here. You can filter your jobs basically to everything. You can set your job prefix and your owner. So what does job and owner means? If you go to 3270, I'm gonna have another screen. So this prefixing is similar to the command pre. So if I want to filter, pre means prefix, or you're filtering it. If I want to filter all jobs that um, has a name CBL, so I'm gonna prefix all this job execution with CBL. If I click ST, it means status of jobs. But I also want the owner to be just me. 8428. So if I click this one, it will just show all the owner that's under my ID and all the job name that I executed under CBL asterisk. So that's the similar approach here. in the jobs panel with prefixing. So, well, all right, well, there you have it. This is the a brief overview of Zoe Explorer and what you can do. And I hope that you would be able to discover more, um, search for more, or at least innovate or learn more about Cobol. And that's it for now. And next time I would be able to show you more what you could do in in Zoe Explorer, what are the other extensions that you can use, and what more can you do in your Cobol development that can help you in your Cobol development. So yeah, thank you for listening and have a great learning. Bye for now.